Welcome to this Windows and Computer channel, and this is the Tech News Update. We are Tuesday, November 13th, 2018. And today, in our Tech News Update, we have the OEMs that were complaining last week that many devices that were shipping weren't totally compatible with the version 1803 of Windows 10 because they had decided that 1809 would be the version of Windows that would be inside the devices. So Microsoft, well, it has quietly updated 1803 to include some new hardware, including the Snapdragon 850, as of course it kind of is a very, very awkward moment, and I believe pretty much unprecedented with Microsoft Windows and equipment manufacturers. Share for some suppliers of Apple parts have basically declined because it seems that a report coming out of the company has demanded lower production rates for different parts for the iPhone, hinting that the iPhone 10 sales are kind of sluggish. Intel has announced that it will be accelerating the release of the next generation of modems. The 5G modem XMM8160 will be available mid-2019 rather than late 2019 and should be in devices in 2020, giving 6 gigabits per second speed, apparently. YouTube, once again, the CEO of YouTube saying that there needs to be changes to the copyright law that is actually going through the European Union right now, because she said that if unchanged, the new law that will be enforced by the European Union will have many videos blocked in the EU, and that regulations are way too complex, because now it will be you need to prove that you actually have the rights rather than explaining that or checking it out if somebody complains. Windows Server 2019 is now available again this morning. And why this is important? Well, since it's pretty much the same version as the 1809 October 2018 update, basically it means that the hinting of a possible release of the October 2018 update today seems more and more possible. Of course, we're following this today because it's going to be interesting to see if they do release this. LogMe and experts say that it's actually very delicate and very difficult to create a bot that interacts with humans and looks and feels like some human interaction, but that it won't actually go to a point where it seems to be arrogant or pushy with humans, but rather be helpful with them, and that it's something that is much more difficult to do than we think, as more and more of these bots are of course used to try to help out in different aspects of our lives. Well, a SailPoint study says that the quest for productivity in businesses is one of the ways that some of the cyber attacks can occur. Why? Because way too much productivity and pushing employees to the limit is a reason where a lot of the security aspects of the business start suffering, because most employees regard security as something that slows them down rather than really keeps the company secure. And so this is something that needs to be tackled, because they say that many times when cyber attacks occur, it was at a point where basically maybe employees were pushed to the limit and decided that security was just something that was not important. WannaCry. We talked about the WannaCry, which was very, very important ransomware that appeared about a year and a half ago, where many businesses were actually attacked, including big companies. Well, it seems that it is still the most important malware that or ransomware of the third quarter of 2018. With 75,000 infections, it accounted for more than 25% of all ransomware infections. Interesting, because there's a lot of these, WannaCry attack modes that were actually fixed with updates. It's official, Amazon headquarters number 2 is split in two between one city we already talked about, Crystal City, Virginia, and Long Island, New York, where there will be also a smaller hub in Nashville, Tennessee. And of course, they already had a pretty big distribution center in Long Island, so it's just going to add to more jobs. And so these are the two winners after a long period of time where many cities tried everything to lure Amazon into their own city. Well, with the iPhone 10 problems with the touchscreen that Apple says they're going to fix, early adopters of the latest version of the iPad Pro are annoyed at the fact that many apps have black bars around them, and that basically it's really super annoying. Apple, of course, is looking into it, but it could be some kind of display scaling problem, or they have new graphics chips in there. Maybe something's not rendering right. Well, do you have an old router? And when I mean old, something that has been really used for years around you. Maybe you're having an old G router from 5, 6, 7 years ago. You say, it's all right. It works. It does the job. I don't see why I should actually have anything better. Well, you might think again, because a report says that tons of older routers that are unpatched are getting linked to a botnet that steals your personal information as the traffic goes through the router. Of course, all the traffic is looked at, and everything that you do is logged somewhere. And that more and more of these are actually live, and people just don't know anything about it. And as a rule of thumb, try to get a router that is or has been updated in the last year at least. And this was the Tech News Update for Tuesday, November 13th, 2018. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.